I'm so tired of talking, and we haven't recorded.
We haven't recorded anything yet.
We've been sitting. I don't know when did you get here? Like an hour ago.
Yeah, well, I spent the first 20 minutes just unloading a
You
little bit of
huffing
my
and puffing
previous
about-
frustrations about beds and
Marital life?
Yeah, marital life. Things not getting done. If I don't do it, they don't get done. That
And-
kind of nonsense.
And your little vape pen thing wasn't charged,
Bro,
so you couldn't even self-medicate.
there's nothing worse than having a frustrated morning that I had, wasted so much fucking time, only to grab for the pen, and the pen goes, "Yeah, you didn't charge me," and I go, "You motherfucker!"
So then you gotta it's like when I start to have an allergic reaction, but I don't have any allergy pills with me. You know, like if I was around, like if I worked in a home with a cat, and I know like I got 30 minutes left of wrapping this shit up, I gotta go somewhere, get the shit, and then the shit has to kick in. So you're waiting like 50 minutes, and you're having a massive allergy attack, and you're over here having your fucking emotional whatever, and you can't even fucking take a hit.
It's just,
and you know you're 20 minutes away from taking a hit because that thing's charging.
So according to UK bookmakers, The Rock is the third choice behind Joe Biden and Donald Trump for the 2020 presidential election. Fantastic.
Yeah. He won't do it now. He's making too much money elsewhere.
No.
He'll dip his toe in another 15 years.
Listen, I'm the person, when he posted that thing on Facebook, and where are you? I went, give that man an Oscar. Just give that man an Oscar.
Yeah. But it
was really well done.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if he was reading off something, but
No. He's the fucking Rock, sir.
Well, I realized it wasn't because there were a couple parts that were a little repetitive.
Or the time where he just stopped and for like 30 seconds, just like, I guess like, I'm just going to let everybody take what I just said in, when in reality you're like, he's kind of done. He doesn't know where to go from here.
We're not getting political, and we're not going to talk
No, there's nothing political to talk about.
I'm leading into something.
Oh.
You're stepping on my
sorry.
You're stepping on my thing here.
Sorry.
I'm not getting political, and I'm not a big fan of talking about current events because, you know, in 2 weeks no one's going to care, and also that I feel like our strengths are in telling funny stories and not giving our opinions on important matters. But I will say that I have done a 180 opinion-wise on Jon Jones since over the course of this last week.
Just standing in the streets taking spray cans from white kids?
Even before that. In terms of like now he's it looks like he's started his own protest revolution against the UFC in terms of fuck you, pay me. You know, we're not gonna get risk permanent brain damage and all these other injuries and whatever, and shortening of our lives and all this shit unless you're gonna pay us for it. And Masvidal's fallen to the line now. But then he goes, because Jon Jones has, for me, I've not been a fan of his for a long time because basically he's acted like a giant piece of shit a lot of his life. Some of it's like, all right, he's young, he's having a good time, whatever. But other times it's, no, this guy's a piece of shit. But between him standing up for himself and turning down big paydays because it's not right that, and Masvidal made the better case of like, you say, we can't charge for attendance, but you're buying a fucking island. And unemployment, the stock market's through the roof and whatever else, you can afford it. And they've been underpaying fighters for years and years and years. So then on the other side of that, then since Jones has relinquished his belt and has basically said, I no longer want to be involved with the UFC, you might as well cut me.
He's kind of like a street level superhero. He's like Luke Cage.
He's out in New Mexico patrolling the streets with his buddies, peacefully keeping the peace.
He is kind of like Luke Cage because you're not fucking with that guy.
No. And you're like, and he's also not going out there with guns, and he's not going out there intimidating people, but he's very politely discouraging, like, they're not Antifa, but they're the rabble rousers that want to destroy and burn and spray paint, and like they showed that video of him just like not having it and grabbing spray, like, give me that damn spray can, and everyone's looking at him and going, yeah, I better give him the spray can.
Bro, there's the video, I don't know if it's that particular one or another one, where the guy's like, oh, yes sir. Yes, sir. And it's like, and
they may not even know who he is.
No. You can tell. You could tell. Like at first, the protesters like because it's blurry, it's at night, you know, you got the street lights and everything like that, and you can see the guy like kind of he cuts her. You could see because he's got the face cover, you can see his eyes, and he looks up, and once he realizes he's looking at Jon fucking Jones, this guy go whoop. They go shoot open. He goes, here you go, sir.
Yeah.
Which, so anybody who wants to make the argument like who even knows who Jon Jones is? Like, no, some kid who wanted to like light some shit on fire. Like he knew who the fuck he was looking at. He's a street level superhero. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I just realized that like all these guys, all these trained combatants that are now out in the streets, like, hey man, we're gonna do this the right way. We're gonna protest the right way. So all you assholes, like all you loiterers and all the other bullshit, like you gotta have to like. I saw looters and shit.
They did a video post.
Chuck Liddell did that shit, man.
They did a video post.
I guess with Iceman.
I guess they were patrol. I guess it's from last night or maybe the night before. And now they have their own team shirts made up for patrolling at night.
That's fantastic.
They look like the old Dare shirts. You know, whatever Dare stood for, against drugs or whatever. But it says their care, and it's like a community something responsibly. I don't remember. I don't know what the letters stood for.
Do you know what that means?
But it was exactly the same looking logo with the red letters on the black shirts.
Do you know what that means, Ben?
What?
That means we're a hair trigger away from him showing up with like just a fucking yellow tank top and just wandering around with fucking jeans on. We're a hair trigger away from like having like a real life like Avengers squad city by city and shit. Okay, of all these guys, like you're not fucking with them. Like if Mike Tyson in the middle of a fucking riot just looks at you and goes, "Hey, you're putting that down." What are you gonna do? You're gonna put that down because I don't care how crazed you are or how in the moment you are. Iron Mike is giving you fucking pause.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a 53-year-old man. We've all seen the fucking Instagram videos. He will knock you the fuck out. Your soul will leave your body. And if you have those guys in like all these big cities and everything like that, and they all, I guess they're starting to kind of like get together, communicate with each other, like, hey, we're going to keep this all peaceful and shit. We're going to make sure this is done right. So this time the message sticks kind of thing. Like you're totally looking at a scenario where we have like a squad of above normal citizens, abnormal human beings, what some would say. We have a goddamn Avengers, man. You know I'm right. You know I'm right when fucking Downey says something. When Downey starts to say something, and you know, it's like, oh, fucking, we got Tony Stark in on this shit. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's just anyone who, like now, the problem is they're empowering themselves, and if they get too much power, we'll see where that goes. But
we know what happens with Jon Jones in power. Pregnant women get hit in minivans, and cocaine happens.
Yeah, lots of cocaine and good times, I guess.
Chuck Liddell forgets he has a fucking he has a fucking chin made of like ramen noodles, and fucking Mike Tyson forgets he's 53 years old.
Ramen noodles. That's a little mean to say to old Chuck.
Bro, a strong breeze knocks him unconscious, sir. We all witnessed the end of that man's career. I love the Iceman. He's a fantastic fighter. But when his chin went, it was gone. It never like some fighters sometimes like their chin's going, but they still have that one fight.
Yeah.
Nah, it was over for him.
No,
man.
once
was like the button.
I was gonna say once the treasure map leads you to the button, then everyone can find the button.
I mean, people were knocking him out like in like fan fest and shit by hugging him too quickly.
Yeah,
I mean, it was bad, man. And listen, no one loves early Iceman, like when he knocked out Tito both times. Come on, man, that was some of the best shit ever. But it was sad to see, and he was one of those guys. Like he fucking 2 years ago is like, nah, man, I'm gonna come back. Me and Tito 3. It's like, man, Tito's still in the game. You've been playing video games for the past decade, man. Like Dana made sure that you had a long-term job, so you wouldn't have to think about things like this, dumb thoughts like, should I fight again? Nah, Rich Franklin looked like a goddamn world beater when he fucking knocked you out, buddy. Like you needed to go.
Yeah.
Who we calling?
I told Anthony we were going to reach out to him. I would do it later, but because we ran
late?
long before we started.
Right.
I figured it would be kind to be a little on schedule with him. So let's call the fat fuck. And
we're going to get him mid-meal.
Dude, any time between noon and 4 is mid one of his meals.
Oh, man.
So let's see if Fatso answers the phone.
Hello.
Hey, Tubby, what's going on?
Oh, I'm in Target.
Oh,
Oh,
so you're hating life.
I'm looking for, because Home Depot's got there's 9 million people there, so I just need simple screws. They don't even sell them here
yeah.
at
They're
Target.
not a hardware store.
I mean, I wouldn't
well,
buy
I'm
any
not
screws
trying to.
that Target was selling you anyway. You ain't gonna hold
I
shit
need,
up.
I need. I literally. It's not even to hold something. I need to screw a plate in to the ground, like an outlet cover plate, because the
Oh,
one that came with it isn't long enough. I just need one screw.
Oh, one of those machine screws,
Yeah.
not like a wood screw.
No, yeah. Not. I just need like a simple little.
like 6/32.
Yeah,
I think
so
it is.
you're having
6/32, yeah.
you're having the same frustration Marco had today when he went to go get his mattress.
Bro, I went to fucking Sam's Club because my mother-in-law insisted that we use her Sam's
Yeah.
Club card to go buy a fucking mattress at Sam's Club because it was cheap. She would pay for it, the whole 9 yards. She's like, oh, borrow the truck. So I borrowed the father-in-law's truck, and it's just me in the truck because, of course, I'm the only one that can get anything done. I show up to Sam's
Right.
Club. Anthony, there was like 400 fucking people waiting in line. Like they'd set up tents, like they had fires going, like they had next door neighbors bringing them rations because they'd been there overnight. I mean, bro, fucking full families too, like around the fucking block.
This is like line up 2 days ahead for like big tickets. To
like
something.
you would think like what, like, are they giving away free money at the end of this line? Like what the fuck is happening here? All just so
Right.
they could fucking shop today.
But you know what? Let me tell you something. Sam's Club here. I've been twice where I pulled in and the line went down the side to the back, around the back of the building. I was like, "There's no way I'm waiting.
It's-
No way."
What the fuck is that about?
It's not worth that much waiting to save a few bucks.
It's
It really-
not. And
it
then
really
when you
isn't.
get inside, they don't have anything.
I was-
Everything's out of stock.
I was gonna say you're gonna wait 3 days in line for toilet paper that isn't there.
Right.
Right. Right. Well, speaking of toilet paper, I am at Target and they've got the Scott toilet paper. Or is this no Angel Soft? They've got like an abundance, so I grabbed one. I don't even need it, but I grabbed it.
Dude, I will only have one brand of toilet paper in my house. One brand.
What's that?
It's the Charmin, the one with the red packaging, not the blue packaging, because it's extra.
Ah.
It's extra strong. I don't need the extra soft. I need the extra strong. I want toilet paper that I can run under the fucking faucet, and it's still not crumble into pieces when I run it up and down my ass.
Ben takes those commercials seriously, like
Dude.
super serious.
Dude, you don't
The only
understand.
one.
You listen, man. You buy that cheap ass toilet paper, and then you try and do any real cleaning back there, and next thing you know, you're cleaning fucking toilet paper debris all over the floor.
Ben's the guy that when we're watching the commercial, we're all like in a group, and they have the brand X go through and break. He's the one who goes, "See, I fucking told you."
Yeah, no. Why would I buy wipes? Those are expensive. Just give me toilet
Well, those
paper
are
I can get
expensive,
wet. You know.
Right, no.
we get the mother-in-law gives us like free wipes, so I have.
Listen,
wipes.
your mother-in-law. I don't know. I like this lady.
I love her too. And she's a fervent fan of the show.
She
might be our only
know.
fan of the show.
2 or 3 times
knows?
this week, Marco has had to ask me, "What are those turkey burgers and where are they?" For her.
She wants those turkey burgers in the worst way. I
Well,
do
you
not know what.
So
Yeah, I don't know what you two were talking about on the podcast as to sell but you sold the shit for one lady and Miramar of those fucking turkey burgers. Like I would
this
reach
is
out and get
So
some
Blake-
fucking promotional money.
Well, Blake texted me the other day, and he said, "Oh, there's 15 views on his podcast." And the first thing I said was, it was your mother-in-law had to be at least one of them. He just dying laughing.
Well, Blake's little podcast. I don't know if you listen to it, Anthony, but
I haven't yet. No.
it's basically one story about. I mean, we touch on some other stuff, but basically the story about his Tinder girl Maggie the MILF. It's the 4th hookup, and there's guaranteed anal, and how everything goes sideways from beginning to end of the whole night. And it's great, but it's I don't think it's Margaret Speed, so
I bet you Margaret listened to it though. There's no doubt.
she will. And Blake's a good-looking guy. Anyone will give him a listen once.
I promise you that the moment that we have the capability to have like guests call in, the first phone call will be her reviewing those turkey burgers for you.
We can.
Well, I feel like we should have a caller. We need to call her. She needs to be a caller.
No. You know what? Next time Anthony's here, we'll call Margaret.
I'm not.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
This has to happen. I think it has to happen.
Because I can only handle one call, and right now we're talking with Anthony on
Yeah.
the phone. So I need him here
have to call
so
her.
that the phone can be dedicated to her.
I think this is an important call.
It'll probably be
call.
the best episode of anything we do.
Honestly, I'm gonna send you home with 2 of them. You're gonna get them to her, and then I think we need a short video review after she cooks them.
Oh my goodness. All right, we'll make this happen.
We'll make this happen. So, are you while you're at Target? How much ice cream are you buying?
I'm not buying any ice cream. What do you think this is?
I think
I'm here to play games with you.
I think you're on the precipice having your zero carb. You're right on the line because you're eating all the keto versions of those cheat foods, which I know is just a slippery slope one day to having a real donut.
No, look, I don't even want to tell you my weight today. Like, I don't even want to tell you.
Oh! All of a sudden, the psychological games have changed from telling me to not telling me. That's fine. I don't.
Right. That's the game now.
I'm not intimidated because I haven't told you.
Now you're like,
I've had you in the dark the whole time.
Right.
I don't even know his weight.
That's okay. I just listen. I know that I'm even down more than when I told the last time we talked.
Well, I would assume it's been a few more days. So unless you caved in on National Donut Week and made your TikTok fans happy.
No. I ate, yesterday I only had 2 cups of coffee. I had a handful of almonds and a piece of cheese. That's all I ate all day.
a piece of cheese?
Like a fucking rat.
That's it. One slice of Swiss cheese.
Yeah, you eat the same diet as that rat from that Disney movie.
Nuts and cheese for the rat over here. Oh my god, the Italian rat.
That's how dedicated I am to beating you.
Oh yeah.
I did eat today though. I had 2 eggs and some bacon.
I had 2 turkey burgers. Yeah. I'm sure you saw the pictures.
I saw. They look good.
Yeah, they're good. I might have 2 more later.
Why don't you guys reach out and get some advertising money from this? All right,
we're trying.
Well, listen, man. They're
you
not
sold
going
one
anywhere.
package so far.
We have. Well, we didn't sell it. I'm actually giving it to her.
That's so funny.
She couldn't find it at the Publix.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Ben, did you?
They're in the butcher section.
Yeah. Now, Ben, did you see they have it like ground. They don't have them formed in the patties. They have pimento, and they have a different kind. Did you see that?
No.
Oh no.
Oh, I see game changer.
I see the wheels change.
Marco's
right now.
What's going to happen is because my Publix is a little half-assed. It's like our
Publix now, buddy?
It's a little smaller. That maybe while we're out on the road next week, I'll have to buy them and another bag of ice to keep them good in the truck till I get home. Pimento,
so there's pimento and there's 2 different kinds. They're different than the other ones, but they're ground. They're not formed yet.
Did you buy it?
It looks like no, I didn't yet, but it looks like you could make 2 patties out of it, maybe.
Right. I would probably just I wouldn't make it into burgers. I would just cook it like ground beef.
Right. But a pimento sounds.
I'm intrigued.
Nice.
Ground turkey tacos.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Bro, good call.
Yeah.
Good call, tacos.
Yeah, there you go. That. Listen, man. Listen. Stoner sense is tingling, sir. I hear fucking ground meat, and I'm like, man, you could make that shit into some tacos, make some quesadillas out of them, something like that. You're good.
Yeah.
Well,
that's nice and simple.
So I've been researching the hot sauces, and I think I've narrowed it down to like a good 3 or 4. So I'm gonna put a vote next week on the social media to see
I like that.
See which ones you're gonna have to shoot once you lose this weight loss.
I'm gonna lose.
You're gonna lose, pal.
Yeah. Listen. So I went on TikTok live this morning, and I explained to everyone on TikTok live that what the contest is and how what I have to do if I lose and what you have to do, and trying to explain to people that don't know wrestling, I was like a little nervous. And do you know that immediately people were like, "No way!" Like the Disco Inferno. I was like, "Unfortunately, yes."
Oh, don't tell me he's like over with fucking.
Do you know? Wait, this is
randoms
even better.
on TikTok.
So now people know who he is in the TikTok, and they're like, "This is so great." You know him? I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "This is going to be really good." And I told him that you have this long-standing like love-hate beef relationship with him, and you know, and that's what we're shooting for, is to for you to be embarrassed.
Well, we aren't shooting for that. You are shooting.
Yeah,
for
we
that.
are. So let me just tell you. So I get off the live. I did like 25-minute live.
Uh-huh.
I get off, and someone sends me a message and says, "I love Disco Inferno." She writes, "Glenn Gilberti was one of my favorites in WCW."
Oh Lord,
That's fantastic.
Now wait,
there's always one. There's always one village idiot.
Here's the best part. She likes all of our TikToks on the Breakfast Club page. I always see her liking them.
Right.
So she's like a fan, and she like follows us.
Uh-huh.
So she can't wait for you to lose.
Is she hot?
She is, yeah. But she's like, she's like, I could care less if you have to eat hot sauce. I really want to see this guy in a Disco Inferno shirt putting over disco.
Great.
It'll hurt his soul.
Great. This is gonna this is gonna age me 5 years. The last 5 years of my life are now, it's been cut short. I'm not. If I was living to 80, now I'm living to 75.
And I tagged Glenn in the Instagram post, but he didn't respond, of course.
No.
But I thought he would. Now
he's really just a Twitter guy these days.
Well, unless it's a haircut picture.
Right.
It's a haircut picture. He's on the gram.
Because it's a photo, right?
Right.
But he hasn't gotten a haircut in like 3 months, like the rest of the world.
No. Right. Like does he not know they're open?
I don't know. He was living in Atlanta, where you are, the last month or two.
He's still here. He met with Raven. I saw the other day. Him and Raven had lunch.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
It's actually horrible.
Yeah, another one. But so
yeah.
So
right, yeah.
Oh, so now you've got like your entire TikTok base rooting against me. That's great.
I had to incorporate it there.
Dude,
I felt like it was necessary.
That's fuel for the fire, buddy. That's fuel for the fire.
Right.
I'm telling you, you are not. There's no way. I just know you're going to stumble. I'm 100% positive.
I don't know about that.
I do. I know with the stress of that job, and I heard it yesterday with your issue, and and your crazy kids and whatever the fuck else you got going on. Yeah,
I'm motivated. I'm in the zone. You don't even know.
I saw your doofus little gym with your random shit hung on the wall. None of this impresses me.
His Frankie Siatsu gym special.
Well, it's better than that. Come on.
Is it? Are there blueberries?
No. It's a no blueberry zone.
No blueberries.
Actually,
are you getting scanned out right now?
I'm scanning my own stuff because Target pays me to check myself out. Apparently,
right?
So.
Every place does nowadays.
AG doesn't touch those people. Right. Jesus Christ, man, we're American citizens.
Well,
we
but
don't touch those people.
We don't employ people anymore.
That's
true. That could be someone's job.
No,
that's all right.
So
universal health care and whatnot.
So have you prepared whatever you're gonna chase down this hot sauce with to make like ice cream or milk or
we have to make that a thing. It's gonna be a thing, right? Like there's gonna be like a whole video of him doing this.
Oh no! When he loses.
Oh god!
He won't do the hot sauce shots until he's down here with us.
No. We got to make a thing out of it.
Right? No.
Like I'll have to come down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely going to be a thing.
It'll be an event. It'll be a whole promoted event.
We'll do it on Facebook Live, everybody.
We will. We will.
Yeah.
TikTok. We'll have like three. We'll have three things. We'll go TikTok Live, Instagram Live, and Facebook Live.
It'll be the first time that we've gone Facebook Live in like the last couple of years where Ben gets to win.
Oh shit!
Oh, Jesus!
That's hurtful.
That was stiff.
I thought you were in my corner, pal.
I am, buddy. I am.
No,
I
you're
am.
not. No,
I
you're
am.
not.
But I'm also in the corner of
That was
hilarity,
sick.
and that was hilarious.
We gotta have Kareem on the podcast.
Remember the last time that we saw Ben Temples on Facebook Live? He was huddled in the corner screaming, "Don't look at me."
Oh, I saw it.
This is why I have to redeem myself now.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
And listen, do you really want to give Disco this?
No, not. I don't want to give Disco this. I don't want to give Anthony this. I don't want to give you this. I don't want to give Margaret this. I don't want to give
Maybe we should put a poll up next time. Just I don't honestly. I don't care what anybody. I just want to know what Margaret thinks. If she thinks that who's gonna win, I can care less what anybody else thinks.
We'll
I want to know what Margaret thinks.
You know what? Between now and when we do the furlough files, I will get that answer for you.
Well,
I'll make a phone call.
We have two major listeners. We have Margaret and Deirdre. They're the only two listeners that we have.
No, we have more. But right. Those are the two we know. I mean, maybe this
faithful we know.
Maybe this TikTok girl's listening now.
Wouldn't it be awesome if we got green shirt guy?
If we got who?
Green shirt guy?
No, I can't do that.
That would be great.
Like, he must be so sad right now. There's nothing for him to, like, sit in the front row and piss off Ben.
Sit in the front row.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, did he just go to random, like, empty baseball fields and just sit in the front row of the bleachers for, like, 10 minutes just to, like, get that feeling again?
What is that? What is that music?
Yeah, what the fuck?
So, I got to tell you what this is. Are you ready for this? Like, if I wasn't on the phone, I almost want to hang up with you guys to film this and call you back.
What the fuck is going on? Is it worth
it? No, listen, this is worth me to hang up and call back. There's a man in a Target parking lot playing a violin.
Oh, a fiddler.
No. Film that shit, AJ.
Yeah, we'll talk. Call us back.
Yeah, call us back.
All right, I'll call you back.
All right.
Anything for the TikTok.
Is it Titanic?
Did you hear this? He's going to sign it. I'm actually going to go get money out of my car to give it to him.
No, before the Titanic sinks, go give him his money.
Yeah.
Do you hear this? He's standing in the middle of the street.
Near, far.
Like, I'm going to go put my stuff in my car.
For God's sakes, film this stuff. Call us back.
I'm going to get a couple bucks out. And then I'm going to go film this. I mean, this is a violin he's playing.
When he's not allowed to stop until you get some content.
I'm sure he's not leaving anytime soon.
I just don't understand how he woke up this morning and thought, I'm going to go stand on the road at the Target parking lot.
But, is he is he a peddler?
No, he's not at all.
What do you mean a peddler?
Yeah, like a fucking homeless dude, a homeless peddler.
No, he's not. He's just
a
normal dude.
You understand what a peddler is? It means you're offering something, like goods.
Yeah.
No, a panhandler asks for things.
Whatever the fuck he's doing. He's out there playing a violin.
You peddle your goods
traffic.
like you're selling them.
So let me just...
Yes, he's selling his music.
Before I hang up the phone, let me just tell you the scene at Target right now. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
We've got Violin Jack over here playing.
Violin Jack.
We got Violin Jack playing he's in the road. That's number one. That's on the front side. The back right side we've got the protest going on. In the back, I swear to God, in the back end of the parking lot there's a protest going on. Right? So now we've got that in the front, that in the back, and then direct back we have a smoothie truck who is selling smoothies.
To the protesters?
Yes, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
I mean, that's pretty clever.
Yeah, I'm about to say, where are all the food trucks now? They're wherever the protests are.
I would.
Yeah. Capitalism.
Yeah, so we've got a protest, a violinist, and a smoothie truck. All in the same parking lot.
Is this Target like the center of your fucking community? Is this like
it actually is? This is all we got.
The place to go?
Oh my God.
This is all we've got. Well, because this is the shopping center that has like every major retailer in one shopping center.
You can get a smoothie and protest white people to a soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
They're not protesting white people.
All right, so, I don't know. Marco's gone a little too far. Edit this one. Edit that part out.
Oh, I've gone a little too far? Like now? Oh, all right. Today, yeah, I've gone a little too far.
All right, let me film this guy. I'll call you back.
I'll
call you back.
Call us back.
Bye.
Oh, fucking. Oh, it's nice knowing you, gents. What the fuck is...
I'm so thrown off by that.
What the fuck is going on?
I love
in Georgia.
This is why I love we can do a podcast that's just you and me sitting here,
Yeah.
staring at each other talking. But once we go out into the world and have like the world coming back to us over the phone, whether it's Blake, when I was talking to him, he was like what did he say it was? A bell for this. All of a sudden, the loud clang. It was like for a boat drawbridge or like a railroad crossing
he's in Boca.
or something.
Yeah.
He was out walking around and that thing and it went off and it threw me. So I couldn't get my train of thought back for like a good 45 seconds.
You know, it's funny, but it's like, okay, yeah, he's got Violin Jack, but we've got Magic Mike on the corner, man.
Listen, one day when you're not.
Or actually, that Magic Mel.
Let me. Oh, is that him?
What's
he doing?
That's just a nice.
Hello?
All right. Got a little 15-second clip of Pavarotti playing the. Can we call him Pavarotti?
Poor Pavarotti.
Oh my God!
Fantastic.
I asked him. I said, "Can I film you?" And he said, "Yes, sir." I gave him $2. The lady in front of me puts a 5 in. I was like, "Oh, way to throw me down like that."
Showed you up.
And then I put the 2 in. So I said, "Can I film you?" This is great because he went from just playing. When I said, "Can I film you?" He closed his eyes as if he was in concert because he knew he was being filmed now.
He's performing.
And he was like,
Can we book him?
So he's a sign that says like his 2 kids, and he's like trying to make some extra money. So and so my daughter's with me, and we've seen the kids here before, like with him.
Do they also play violin?
They do not. They just stand there.
Ah, for fuck's sakes! God damn, it'd be so much more. Like he'd be worth so much more if his kids were all it was like a whole like band situation.
Yeah. Or
I want to tell you, his cup, is a jar. It's full to the top with money.
Whoa.
He's easily pulling in $200 a weekend.
It's good. It's good. It's a good gig. It's a good gig.
I mean, I feel like I should stand next to him and play the drums. I don't even know how to play the drums.
You don't have to tip out all the bar staff at the end of the night either.
Right.
So he wasn't. Maybe they told him he can't be in the parking lot, so he was in the street, just outside the parking lot. Was that what you're saying?
He's in the street. Okay, when you you park your car and then you walk the little where people drive to get to Target. He's on the curb, but 2 feet in the street.
All right.
Yeah. I guess you don't need a permit here.
I don't know. I don't know what you need. I don't know what it requires to set up. Like we always have the idiots set up selling Girl Scout cookies right outside the Publix doors. You know?
I mean, he's going to town though with it. But when he went from eyes open to just casually playing for a couple bucks to, I said, "Can I film you?" He said yes, and then he went eyes closed like he was in concert.
Yeah, and for $2, you probably got 3,000 new TikTok followers.
I hope so.
So now we've established after that lady gave $5 that you're not only a fat fuck, you're a cheap fuck.
Well, and let me tell you, I started filming and she put the 5 in. I stopped and I deleted it because I was like, "You're not being in my film, lady." And I restarted it.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
I almost think the video of her showing you up while this dude's trying to give you a little something for your $2.
That's even funnier.
That's the better video.
That's
right
like
there.
you put it on the TikTok. I gave him $2 and this lady showed me up.
Showed me 5.
Right.
So what now? Go home and eat a pizza?
Actually, no. I'm in the store with my daughter, and they're spraying my hands with hand sanitizer. But we can go protest in the parking lot with 45 people.
There you go. That was the best. That was the best.
But they're wearing masks. They're wearing masks.
My daughter just told me to shh.
Yeah, because you're upset. You listen. She needs no. You're being that dad right now. You're being that dad, AJ.
Wow.
Well,
You're so embarrassing.
Yeah. Like she walked in and she said she has a spray bottle and she said, I need to spray your hands. I'm like, what?
Yeah, we had that at Flanagan's.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, it's a little ridiculous, no?
No, I mean whatever. It's. I think it's all for appearances and
It is.
liability issues and whatever else.
Speaking of, so, and this is good to bring up with Anthony on the phone because we had talked about it on the thread earlier. I don't think Flashback is closed. I drove by there. There's a line of people in masks outside the front door as if they were getting... I don't know what the fuck's going on over there, but I don't think they're closed. Something's happening over there.
Oh, we just really jumped into it.
Like they removed all the signage. They started doing work on the front facade because there's all kinds of scaffolding. But then I drove by today, and there's just parking lots full, and there's people lined up, but there's no signage that they're open, no signage of food.
Maybe they're auctioning off the shit inside.
No, I swear I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say that. They're auctioning off the stuff.
Yeah, that's refrigerators and ovens.
No, you're going to see Snake Master walking out with a booth.
I used to sit here.
This was my seat.
I never paid a paycheck from this location.
Oh.
I kid, Jeff. I kid. Nothing but love.
No, you do.
You're not kidding at all. That's the best part.
That's a shoot kids.
Hey, he introduced me to Flashback, and I love that place. I'm
me too. I would have never been there.
legitimately sad to see it go because now we lost the Ollie Burger.
Yeah, they did. That used to be
cannoli pancakes.
Yeah, the cannoli pancake.
Yeah, but Anthony, that used to be the Lums.
Yeah,
and the Lums they kept the
Right.
when it changed to the diner, they kept their signature burger as like a holdover from that place.
Like I need to find online the 14 different spices they put on that burger so I can recreate it.
Just trial and error.
Just pouring shit on top of other shit.
Just pick 14 out of the pantry.
Yeah. Put some mozzarella cheese on top.
Margaret knows.
Yeah.
Hey, Margaret can cook.
She can?
Yeah.
Oh, she's better and better as this goes on.
Yeah, she's always trying new recipes out. She's always, trying to like improve on her other recipes. She's always cooking. Always baking too.
Well, my work phone's ringing.
All right, go get that. We'll talk to you later.
I'm not answering it.
Oh, now I feel special.
Yeah, we're more important than work on a Saturday.
Actually, you know what I think it is? You're not going to feel special. I keep getting these calls from, like, your car warranty, but it's not, like, for me. They just keep calling. I don't know who they're calling for. Yes, on my work phone.
Fuck.
So,
Well, you have a company car though.
right, but the call is like a generic, like,
Oh.
they want you to click one, so.
Click one to go fuck yourself.
Mm.
Right.
Click two if you're stupid and want to give us all your credit card information.
So the Black Lives Matter protest has ended. Where are they moving? They're moving to the main road now. They're getting smoothies first, though.
They probably started there, and now that they've got whoever's going to be there,
Everyone meets up someplace.
they do a march.
You meet up at Walmart because it's a big parking lot, so you can all like park
Right.
and you pregame. It's like a
What is that
tailgate.
line for?
Target, not Walmart.
Oh my God! Bath and Body Works has a line outside. There's got to be 30 people in line.
Oh, it goes all the way back to like Bath
It goes all the way. It passes 4 more stores to Target for Bath. What does Bath and Body Works have that everybody needs that bad?
People have overprivileged white people been without their bath bombs long enough?
Right. Now that's white privilege.
They're
for sure.
Everyone wore out their back loofahs at once.
Like, it doesn't get any more white privilege than that.
No, it really doesn't, man.
I mean, I guess
It really doesn't.
I guess that's just the normal amount of people that would be in there if they weren't limiting, the number of people they allow in the store at one time.
And it's so
I don't
weird.
know.
It's so weird how inconsistent those rules are store to store. It seems.
Dude,
Right.
store to store, county to county.
Yeah.
I love that. Like
Yeah.
when I was working Friday in West Palm, I finally just gave up wearing my mask.
Yeah.
I was popping into businesses and whatever, and they weren't saying, "Hey, you gotta have a mask." There was nothing on the door. You go 10 minutes south, all of a sudden every door has a sign that says you have to have a mask to come in.
Well, so my dad drove up here last week, and he took Turnpike to 75, no checkpoints. Like, he didn't see anything happening. He just drove back today, and he called me, and he's like, "I'm in Jacksonville, and there's traffic. It says there's a COVID checkpoint." And now he's getting nervous. Like, what are they going to ask me? I was like, I don't know. Just tell them you don't have it. I don't know what to tell. What do you tell them? I don't know.
I'm carrying it in the trunk.
Right. Yeah. Like, he gets up to it, and he's like, they don't even stop you. They just wave you on as if, what's the point of what? I don't
They're just
understand.
stopping
So
traffic just to cause a traffic jam.
he said you go through the wait station and you never stop. You just keep driving. They just wave you through. So what's the point of having a COVID checkpoint if you're not checking it?
Maybe they were looking for somebody. I don't know.
Do COVID patients they glow?
No, I don't know. Maybe they just used a COVID checkpoint as a place to look for somebody.
There's just somebody somebody driving who's
like law enforcement wise,
who's just
coughing,
sneezing all over himself in his fucking car.
They have, we got him. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they had the description.
It's allergies.
Maybe they had a photo of some guy. I don't know. Maybe he stole.
He's got the COVID. Tase him.
Or maybe he stole a kid.
Get him!
And I don't know. Whatever.
Oh my goodness.
So how many? So when your dad was in town, how many things actually got accomplished that have been waiting? How many 9-month projects?
So he put together the. My daughter's telling me this shit that I'm being too loud because we're in public. I don't really care. So anyway, we
God, you're so embarrassing.
I know. I had this table to put like a kind of like a it has glass doors. You could put like stuff inside of it, and you put it in the kitchen like it's like a buffet table they call it. So it has been
so appropriate for you. So appropriate for you.
Right, but it's been in shambles, like in 25 pieces for a good 8 months.
Jesus.
So he put that together.
I picture your house has just these random piles of like
it does
an unboxed project that got started and never got finished.
My OCD is going nuts right now.
Right. Well, so the unboxed projects were throughout the house. Plus, all the boxes they came in were just thrown in my garage. You couldn't even walk in the garage. It was completely packed. So he built that. We went to go do the barbecue grill, which was from how many episodes ago?
Right.
But we couldn't do the barbecue grill because there was pieces missing. Because when I transported it from Florida, because my dad bought it, I couldn't fit the box in the car. I took it out of the box and just threw it in my trunk. Well, I couldn't. There's pieces missing. He paid a guy $50 to fix it, and the guy did it. So now I got a barbecue grill, a buffet table.
Is it a charcoal or is it gas?
It's gas.
Oh boy, I hope you weren't missing important parts.
It's all about the propane and propane accessories, sir.
No, there's a better story to this. It's not even done yet. So he does that. He gets the grill together. We pay some guy $50. We get the buffet table. He cleans the entire garage out. I had like 7 bags of garbage, big black garbage bags of garbage. He fills them up.
Why they gotta be black garbage bags?
Right? Listen, it's spotless. It's spotless. I go to use the grill that night, and I turn on the first burner, and you hit ignite. Well, the way the guy put it together, because there was pieces missing, it lit the the part where you put the pots on, like it has like a side part, but the cover was closed. So when I hit it, it blew up. It went boom, and I jumped like 12 feet back.
Oh my goodness!
I was like, oh my god! And then it wouldn't turn off. I couldn't turn it off. So now we're panicking because I can't open it, and it's burning the lid to it, and it almost blew my face off.
I was going to ask, do you still have your eyebrows?
No, like when I tell you it exploded and scared the shit out of me.
Why don't we have video of this?
Right.
We got it fixed though. We fixed it. The guy put it on wrong, the knob. So off was like not really off.
Off was high.
So I thought it was right, and it exploded on my face.
Oh my god.
That's fantastic. Right. You know, I got something exploded in my face this week.
Yeah, you did, buddy.
I bet you did.
Yeah, you did.
we were.
Hey, what's his name?
His name's Marco, actually.
We're getting a little closer, okay?
We were digging for work. We were digging this like trench out, and it was only like 4 feet long.
4 feet long by about 2 feet wide.
The 2 feet wide and about a foot deep, maybe deeper. But there's a pipe in there already because we're basically rerouting some piping to install our piece, and Marco's digging on one end and I'm digging it together, like we're at opposite ends of the trench, and he just breaks that pipe with the shovel, and you couldn't, if you were aiming better, it shot the 4 feet across, the like 5 feet up in the air right into my face. and this high pressure water just fucking slapped me in the face. And I took the money shot of money shots, and then I'm like kind of stunned. And then I'm like,
I was gonna say that. Were you stunned?
I was stunned, and then I'm like shaking, and dude, it's not just that it's water; it's like water and dirt and sand. It was in my eyes. Like an hour later, I still had like sand grit in my teeth. Behind my ears were like grit. In my ears was like sand grit. In my I kept like scratching my chin, and just dirt was falling out of it.
Great fault.
That's so funny.
My eyebrows had dirt in them. And it was like I needed the full UFC 5 minutes from an eye poke to recover from this.
That was like the first thing he said to me
amazing.
is, I need the full 5 minutes. I need the full 5 minutes. And interesting side note to
my
that,
God.
the next day when I went out to do the install of the new piping by myself, I had forgotten about that. I go to turn the water on, and I was like a foot away from reenacting the experience.
Karma.
Oh, bro! I I dove to the side, and I was like, oh man, that totally was karma. That would have 100% have been karma for
And again,
blinding Ben.
I feel like every time we're about to like work on something that could go wrong,
Yeah.
I need to pull the GoPro out and set it somewhere because
Yeah.
1 out of every 20 times
you know-
it's going to be hilarious.
I bought the head wrap thing for the GoPro and camera stuff.
Uh-huh.
I bought it on Amazon for like $20.
To have like a
So
point
it has
of
a chest
view.
strap, a wrist strap, and a head strap.
There's no way that you're allowed to wear that outside with your children present, I bet.
I should just wear it one day out and film everything I do that day.
Oh my god, they'd be so
Just
embarrassed.
from my point of view.
That would be fantastic.
Jesus Christ. Listen, you're walking the fine line of when you're too old, they're putting you straight in a fucking home, buddy.
Right. They're not even gonna hang out with me. I'm done.
No. They're like, when you're like 65, you cough wrong, your son's going to be like, is it time?
He's done. Put him away.
They'll seize control of his assets.
I gotta answer this work call for real this time.
All right, buddy. We'll see you later.
Bye. Later.
His kids are totally throwing him in a home.
I forgot that I had planned to go over how we were going to do the weigh-in. I was going to say that he should just send you a picture, or he just reveals his number, so there's no bias to lie. He doesn't know how I do. Take a picture and send his number, and then literally you'll watch me stand on a scale and you'll report my number.
Yeah.
But so that it's on. So on that furlough files, you'll have to sit in. But,
Okay.
But that's
that's
whatever.
fine.
Now that you're local, it's not a big deal.
Oh my goodness! Listen, oh my goodness, kids. All right, Dad, be as embarrassing as you want. In 30 years, it's my call.
Yeah, just even in the time we talked to him today, you're too loud.
like you can just see there's got to be at least 5 times every social interaction or social outing where the kids he says something, they look up and they're just like, oh, just in disgust. It's fantastic. I love it. He's such a good father.
Well, he is, but he's also, it's also fantastic how he embarrasses him. So the other thing I had written down to talk about, I don't know what else you want to talk about, but I wanted to talk about your fucking tooth.
Oh my God.
And how I don't know what you did. You cracked it?
Okay, so I've had like a bad cavity that I've needed
cavity.
I've needed like a root canal for the better part of the last couple of years.
Right.
And I've been putting it off because for one reason or the other. I always kept going like, hey man, after this happens, I'll get to it.
So you like at work, you were just like one day, like usually you're normal, and I don't know if it just is always hurting and like
no, it's not
like my ears ring all the time, 24 hours a day, every day. I have like whatever you call it, tinnitus or hearing damage or whatever. They ring all the time to the point where I don't notice the ringing. It doesn't keep me from falling asleep at night. The only issue is that it's hard for me to hear because it's just ringing in my ears. So like the TV's up, or I got to put the closed caps on, or I have to ask people to repeat themselves. But I couldn't imagine having like a pain in my ears all the time. So that's why I was asking about the tooth. If this is like a constant thing, or if you you just have in the background,
like,
and that's why you're always so miserable and angry, or if that's just
I'm like the lion with a thorn in his paw. No, it was. I
did all that just to take the dig. You know?
Yeah. So it was just like every now and then, like if I chew on the wrong side, or if I get right there in that cavity and it stings, I'll feel that pain. But usually I'll suck that piece out, switch out with some water or something. I've got that good mouthwash that numbs it, and then it'll go away. And it just didn't go away. And then I realized, like, oh my God, like I got an infection up there. Basically, what happened was, an abscess or whatever the fuck you call it. So the mother-in-law thankfully had some amoxicillin. So I've been using that throughout.
I don't even know what amoxicillin is.
It's just the wonderful stuff that kills tooth pain.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a painkiller or an antibiotic.
It's an antibiotic.
Okay.
But I know it is the thing that kills tooth pain, because this is the third tooth I've had where I've had to use amoxicillin to get rid of an abscess because I wait too long.
Because I was, because you were like all day you were just like
miserable.
It was miserable. It would totally change you. So I almost tried pitching. Let's pull this tooth out right now. We have every size of channel lock in that truck. I was like, we'll just find the right one and I'll fucking yank it out.
No.
And of course, do it live on Instagram or something. No. But I was like,
we ain't the Jackass crew, buddy.
Dude, I am. Like I said, well, I haven't had insurance in forever, so anything medical that needs to be done is done. I do it. Like when I cut my finger open, I was like, well, I got to handle it. Whether it's super glue or butterfly stitches or whatever. When I broke my leg, we just, when I I might say broke my leg. I know I fractured the front bone. I don't know what. So I just dealt with it. I didn't go to a doctor or anything. So for me, the simple solution was just yank the fucking tooth out. But you were like, no, I'll get to it eventually. And I'm like thinking, yeah, but like if this is like that's why I was asking. Yeah. Is it if it's an everyday thing? Let's even now I'm like, let's just do it now.
Because I'm
kind of like excited thinking about
we're not
yanking
doing that.
it. Come on,
we're not doing that.
So you really?
No.
Why? Because you don't want to have a gap in your mouth, or you don't want?
No, I'm not worried about that.
I feel like it would be one of those things where it would be a moment of pain, and then you would have. It would be like, I didn't realize. All of a sudden, you're like, I didn't realize how.
When was the last tooth you yanked out?
That I yanked out?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never yanked a tooth out.
Oh, so you're just going off what you assume. Have you ever had an abscess tooth before?
No.
Okay, so you don't understand what the fuck is happening inside that mouth, buddy.
I feel like if
I've had 2 teeth pulled. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for the wonderful amount of fucking drugs that was in my mouth.
But we have access to drugs too.
No. The fucking no. They numb your face, Ben. Your face is numb.
I know. I've taken a few things that have numbed my face.
No. Anything other than what those fine medical professionals did to remove my teeth, and I'm removing a fucking arm off a body.
I'm just saying that I would really love to pull that tooth out.
I bet you are, man. I bet you're on the edge of your seat, just like, he'll say yes if I push enough. If I push enough. And no, there's a no.
And maybe we should take a poll to see whether.
It's hard no. Hard no. No. It's not like, hey, do this. Get sponsored by X to make X amount of money and make it worth your while.
But I'm not saying like we're gonna tie a string to it and slam the door.
No, we'll fucking see some 440 fucking pliers and just go to town. No, we're not doing that.
Like a good, just grab it and yank it.
No, that's not how that works,
dude. I think it would work.
That's not how that works at all.
Well, how did they pull it out?
You have to sit there and you go back and forth and you have to.
Oh, I can do that.
You have to crack the tooth off the bone before you can remove it.
Oh, that sounds easy too.
No.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video for it.
No. I almost wish that I had fucking followed the dream of being a fucking fighter so I could just have my tooth knocked out in a fucking a ring someplace. So it's like, oh, that's taken care of.
Yeah, it would probably be the wrong tooth.
It would be the wrong tooth. Because I don't have that kind of good luck. But I've got insurance. I'll deal with it. The amoxicillin has really kind of helped. And, I got some more of the mouthwash. And, just more prudent about that. Like, I want to get all my teeth fixed. But I know it's going to be an expensive endeavor.
Could Blake and I come when you get your tooth taken out and like film it and have him call it live?
I would
He can do the play-by-play.
I would be against that idea.
Why?
Well, one, we'd have to pay Blake. And two, we'd have to work around his schedule.
Oh, this is true. Well, if we're paying him, I think he works on our schedule.
Oh, okay. All right.
So there's only one concern.
There's only one concern. There's monetary. Hey, do you want to watch me be in an immense amount of pain? But it's okay because you get to talk all the shit you want and call it professionally for a YouTube video while I'm laying there fucking, God only knows.
See, if he and I were like, he's doing a play-by-play and I'm doing a little color, I think it would be interesting if while the dentist is trying to pull your tooth out, he's laughing and he's
none of that's a good idea. None of that is a fantastic mental image for me.
and it's like you're getting angry in the chair while the guy's kind of.
The last time I had a tooth pulled, I had white knuckled the fucking armchairs, and I'm sitting back because the last time I got my tooth pulled, I was like mid-cycle, on gear. So like here I am like 250 in the fucking chair, and I'm just sitting there just like I'm hoping that my natural instinct to like be violent doesn't kick in because I'm like, my God, you're just like you're I know I'm like you're a public risk sitting here. If they hit the wrong nerve and my fist just goes up, like fuck, what's gonna happen?
You knock out the assistant.
And it wouldn't be even on me. There's nothing I can do about it. But I just know what I'm capable of. And the last thing you need to do is that wrong nerve, that wrong thing, and your body does the involuntary whatever. And then before you know it, you're in front of a judge going, "Sir, I am so sorry. I did not mean to backhand that nurse." And I just don't want that, Ben. I was terrified then. Now I'm just more terrified. So I've had two pulled right now, and I almost want to go to the dentist.
You figure you're like a vet with this. It's like a veteran. It's like
I would love for
no
him
big
to
deal.
go, I could save that. We'll just give it a root canal and fill it in for you. And I'd be like, you're my best friend of all time. Instead, he's gonna just be like, nah, man, we got
It'll probably be we could have done something 6 months
Oh yeah,
ago.
100%. That's what I'll
But
get.
now you're fucked.
Yeah.
That thing's got to go.
I need like a few $1,000s worth of dental work done to my mouth, and I keep putting it off. I should just get it done and over with. I have the insurance and I have the money, but you put shit off because you got more important stuff.
I think my teeth are have seen about as much service as the rest of my body with no insurance. I'm okay. I've gone to the doctor.
You're like an old El Camino that's never ever had an oil change.
No, I'm one that's had oil changes but done by the owner.
No.
I've been maintaining this vehicle on my own, watching YouTube videos and going to WebMD. I went to one doctor about 8 or 9 years ago when I had my bursa sac in my elbow blew up and it was all inflamed and hot and whatever. And he basically just said if it's still bad, they like gave me some medicine and said if it's bad in 3 days, someone will drain it. So I basically went in for the guy to say, just see what happens. And so I've seen a doctor once in like 25 years. I have not been to the dentist since I was in high school. So I probably have 1,000 cavities. I don't know, but nothing hurts. Yeah. I've always had teeth sensitive to hot and cold, so it's not like when I eat something cold, I'm like, oh, I got a tooth problem. I'm sure I have cavities. I know all my wisdom teeth are dead.
Yeah,
but they never.
Same. They don't bother me at all.
Yeah, they never bothered me, so no reason to take them out.
And after seeing, like, you always hear horror stories and what happens to people, they have their wisdom teeth taken out. I'm like, why would I want to voluntarily put myself through that?
Yeah.
It's
like people deciding to have their tonsils taken out when they're not bad.
Or
it's
your
like,
appendix or some shit.
Well, no, I don't think anyone says, take my appendix out for no reason.
I was mad when they took mine out. I'm like, but it wasn't even. And they even said like, well, it wasn't in the way, but it was kind of in the way.
Oh, they were. Oh, because you had your Crohn's
they
thing.
did. Yeah, but they took the.
Okay, so they just said, while we're in here, take the appendix.
Yeah, we took 7.5 feet of your intestines out, plus your appendix. I'm like, my appendix was fucked up. They're like, nah, but we were there. And it's like, what?
That's fantastic. Wait,
what?
that's awesome.
That's pretty much what it boiled down to. I never got like a good answer. Like they never because initially they hid because I was so I was one of the youngest Crohn's patients when I got Crohn's when I was 16. So I was like 98, 99. And I remember at first they thought I had cancer. Like I just remember at the hospital nobody would fucking give me an answer. They just kept shoving pain medication, which at the time I was in so much pain, didn't mind. That morphine button was my best friend.
Yeah.
But then before I know, it was like, oh, we have to go to surgery. We've got to do some things. And you've got a blockage kind of thing. And I still didn't know what the fuck was going on.
You're like a fucking dog that ate a sock or something.
Yeah, and they go, well, you might have Crohn's. And it's like, okay, whatever the fuck that is. Like, at the time, most people didn't even know what Crohn's was, even grown adults, And then I remember after the surgery was over, I had I have my one main scar that is cuts through my belly button, which doctor told me we kept your belly button for aesthetic purposes, And I'm like, well, I appreciate
aesthetic.
that.
I got a giant scar
I
there.
got a giant scar straight the fuck through
It's
it.
like I don't think we're worried
about
whether the belly button's there or not. The aesthetics are fucking gone.
And then I've got this scar that's just right off the beaten path, and I was like. You got my scar is almost like 7 inches long, so I know the ladies love it, and it's like one of those things where like so you fucking gaped me open, and you needed an extra hole. What the fuck here?
Out of context, gave me open, extra hole, 7 inches.
Are we talking excited? Are you excited?
Are we on Pornhub right now?
Actually, so be on Pornhub.
Yeah, I upload to Pornhub. Why not?
So it's at this point of your viewing experience. I hope your dick is in your hands. But anyway, so I'm just thinking to myself. I'm like, what couldn't you reach that necessitated that hole? And I asked, and they're like, oh, that was your appendix. And I'm like, oh, my appendix was fucked up too. And they're just like, no. And I'm like, what?
You know what? Because they build your insurance for it.
And that's what I learned much later in life. Because
that's like another like $10,000 probably.
I could never figure. You know what? I'll try to get that number. I think my mom told me one time how much the whole process cost through the insurance, but it was a lot of money.
Yeah,
it was a lot of money. Even for that was 1998 money.
But the intestines, I think they charge by the foot. So
fucking Christ, man! I got fruit by the foot up there, buddy.
Yeah, 7. Was it really that much? 7.5.
It was right where it was like the foot of the colon where it meets the small intestine, and then a few feet of the small intestine because the blockage.
Oh, so not 7.5.
It was like 6, 7. It was something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were being like.
No. It was a lot. But,
okay.
But you've got a lot to work. A small intestine, you've got a lot to work with. Oh, you got like 25 feet or whatever the fuck it is.
Jesus Christ.
The large intestine, you only have like 6.5, 7 feet.
Yeah.
So they took like the first half of that and rejoined it after cutting some of the small intestine out.
Yeah.
And that was part of our cooking segment.
But now the question is, before and after, did you notice that food moves through you faster?
I've had it for so long I couldn't tell you.
No, man. But I mean so you never at the time thought like,
bro, at the time, listen, man.
What would have been funny? Because obviously when you're not feeling well, it's not the time to time how long, like in a perfect world, if you could have fasted for a week, so there's nothing in your system, eating like this food, like whatever the meal is, and seeing how long it took to go through you, and then after do the same thing, clear yourself out, and see how long it would take.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, this is where my mind goes. I don't know.
I was too busy trying to
I'm
walk.
retarded. I'm sorry.
Because I couldn't. I was in a wheelchair for like a few months afterwards. I rung in the new millennium in a wheelchair in Epcot in Disney World, and the scar took like a full 6 months to heal, I think.
Yeah.
For a time there, I had a little bleeding hole and just like pus would come out.
Oh
yeah, it was fantastic. When I went back to school, it was like people would go to hug me. I'm like, we're not doing that. I'm like a gusher. We're not doing that. Oh yeah, the Crone stories. I just remember going to Disney and everyone's so happy we're at Disney and I'm sitting in a fucking wheelchair. Could ride nothing. Can do nothing. Like I couldn't even ride the teacups. I was not allowed to do anything strenuous. My job.
So you got to soak in Main Street.
My job was to sit in a wheelchair so everybody can get cut in line. So my whole family could like get in line fast,
That's
and I
awesome.
couldn't even enjoy it. I'm just sitting in the wheelchair going.
Would
Like,
anyone stay with you, or would they get to the and
like
then
my
just
grandma?
leave you?
My grandma would.
Oh, okay.
You know, like oh, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm the fast pass. Like they just happen to have to feed me. I'm not a slip of paper.
And back then, not everyone got a.
But it's okay because
did the wheelchair
because
deal?
like 2 years prior to that, my younger brother, he had broken his back, so he was the fast pass and he couldn't do
Jesus
anything either.
Christ.
Yeah,
Wait a
yeah,
minute.
yeah.
So wait a minute. How did your brother break his back?
If you talk to him, it's falling out of a tree. If you listen, they said it was baseball. I don't know. He fractured one of them and had to have it fused, and he was in a back brace for like 8-9 months. He's a paramedic, and when we did backyard wrestling, he could do all the flips and shit. And I remember kept going like, "Hey, you broke your back," and he's like, "No, it's good." And I'm like, "All right,
Yeah.
10-4, buddy."
Sometimes when you break something, it heals stronger than before. I
Yeah,
guess.
well, listen, man. Ugh.
Listen, Ric Flair broke his back,
If I
and he went back to wrestling.
Woo!
But you see how he takes a backdrop now.
Oh yeah.
It's all sideways because psychologically
Yeah.
he's, from that plane crash.
I don't blame him. That's gotta be crazy. Like, it's funny. It's like, of all the things you'd want to talk to Ric Flair about, me as an aviation nut would want to just talk about his experience, like how all that was, that whole moment in time was. Like, how did you survive, and like, how does it feel like when you fly? Like, how did it feel like to fly the first couple times afterwards?
Yeah, it's weird because that guy
Yeah.
flies everywhere.
It's like I don't give a shit about the fucking 40 years of being like the guy in the business. I'm like, bro, like, you survived a plane crash that killed a lot of other people, and like, I don't want even to bring any of those memories up. I just want to talk about it plainly. Like, I don't like.
Yeah,
like,
Leonard Skinner didn't fare as well as you did.
yeah. It's just weird. It's weird how like sometimes someone experiences something and like you want to talk to them about it, but you don't want to talk to them about it from the spectrum of like anything other than the practicality of the situation. Like oh man, you woke up, the plane's on fire. What did you do?
Right.
Like that's the only thing I fucking care about.
There's got to be interviews about that.
I don't think he talks about it. I don't think he talks about it because
Maybe.
What's his face? I mean, listen, a lot of people died in that fucking plane crash.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a fucking traumatic. It was fucking awful. So I remember, I think in an interview once that I saw on YouTube, I don't think Rick talked about it. Someone talked about how Rick doesn't talk about it. That might be completely false. He might have 1,000. I've never looked it up, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
either.
Like we might.
I feel like these days.
Yeah. You think at this point it's an open book.
The way he operates, he'll talk about anything if you pay him enough. But maybe nobody in the last 20 years has even thought about asking about
'Cause
that.
it's weird
There's so much other shit to ask him about.
It's so weird too because it's like you and I, we both know like that plane crash changed a lot of what the wrestling business could have been. But nobody now even. Most people don't even know what happened.
Yeah.
Ric Flair was in a plane crash when yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like no, it was a real event. Like everyone knows Skinner because of what Skinner could have been,
Right. Or what they were
what they were
becoming.
heading in
Yeah.
towards and becoming. But like Flair is Ric Flair. He's always been Ric Flair. Like that plane crash didn't really hurt his career.
I don't think he had peaked. Well, he wasn't peaking.
Because he was king of the mountain in the
peaked
wrestling
yet.
business. How higher could you fucking go?
Yeah.
He's
I don't
on-
know. I don't know when that was. In
He's
his
on
career.
par with Hogan when you think about wrestling.
Yeah, but I don't know when that was in his career.
I thought it was like
I think it might have been before
77, 78, something
Yeah,
like that.
so it was before he really.
It's funny we have a computer right
on.
here. I could just Google it, but
Eh.
who deals in facts these days?
I'm not interested. I'm not interested in work. Anyway, yeah. So Maybe we'll put that on our bucket list that we want to just interview him about.
Yeah, it's funny too because it would be like when a season agent would just be like, "Well, what else?" I'm like, nothing else. We don't really.
That'll fill an hour, buddy.
Everything there is to need to know about Ric Flair as a wrestler is known.
Yeah, like that's the few times I've like interviewed people about shit. I'm never interested in asking the same fucking questions they've been asked a million times. I'd rather have a normal conversation about anything else.
And
like,
quite
whatever,
honestly,
almost like just what they want to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't like especially famous people. They're interviewed all the time
about fluff shit.
and
They hate it.
Not even just the fluff shit, but just the, like we have a friend that played the NFL. It's like all I want are the good stories. I don't care about the shit everyone else asks.
We don't
about.
even talk to Earl about football.
No,
well, I mean, we rib him about we ribbon him about his situation.
Well, that last year,
yeah.
but also
and Earl Lesnar
and Earl Lesnar, but also like what's it like to play on the fucking defensive line, and what's this guy like, and blah blah blah. It's like it's the same as anyone else. It's like people don't necessarily want to talk about their job.
Yeah,
Now, listen.
Hey, you have a funny story about Tom Brady shitting his pants? We want to know.
I'd love to hear the fucking stories, the ones that aren't going to be on the interviews and stuff, like like the locker room stories and the rat stories and the whatever else. But
this is the time I saw a cheerleader sexually assault somebody. It was like, what?
We gotta get Earl on. We'll talk. We'll talk other stuff, obviously, but I do want to see Earl's the kind of guy. I know he does some interviews, but I don't. But he's not like a celebrity in the world of football. He's not one of the, he's a lineman.
He's a good long-time veteran who put in his time,
right?
Made
But
his money.
But I'm saying like he's not. Quarterbacks and he's not one of the flashy positions.
No.
So
and he doesn't put himself
so you don't
out
get
there.
You don't get the spotlight as much.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff he probably hasn't really in depth been asked about. But I would like to know. I would like to kind of go through this last year and talk about getting cut from the Niners, getting on the not practice squad, but doing the entire preseason with Seattle and getting cut before week 1.
Yeah.
And then the whole season goes by. He kind of basically retires, and then you getting the call to come back to the 49ers for their playoff run and playing in a Super Bowl in Miami, a place where he
played for like 8 years.
No, not that long, but
No,
like
5
4
years?
or 5 or
Five?
something
Okay.
like that. Yeah, he only played 10 years total.
Oh, okay.
So
sorry, Earl. I don't mean to age you, buddy.
So between the Texans,
Earl's been playing professional football since he was 12.
so between the Texans, the Dolphins, the 49ers, I don't think there was an 8-year stretch
No,
anywhere.
I don't think so either.
But I'd like the questions we would ask aren't the
Yeah.
ones normal people ask.
No.
When you're telling that story and going, well, wait a minute, but what was happening here? All that crap. I think that there's an interesting discussion to have that we could have with him. But he's got to come back here first. He's in Houston still with I guess with all the the pandemic shit going on and whatever.
Of all the quarterbacks you've sacked, who was the softest when you hit the ground? Who had the most give?
Yeah, see, those are like generic questions. So
who smelled the best?
right,
It had to have been Brady.
Brady.
He probably smells like Giselle. It's not a bad thing.
I don't know. I don't know what Brazilians smell like. I don't like them. I don't like them.
Let's put that on the poll.
I have bad experience with a Brazilian woman. I don't like them.
Did it at least start good?
No.
Oh, 10-4.
I don't like them. I don't like them at all. They're on my list.
They're on the list?
They're on the list.
It seems like a little bit of intolerance on your part there, Ben. Gotta be a little more tolerant, buddy.
I don't know. I'll sleep on it tonight, and I'll decide whether I need to.
We'll have to cut one of those. We'll have to do
Come
one
around
of those
on
YouTube
that.
videos where we lock you in a room with a Brazilian, and until you get over your hate.
Or kill them.
Either way, it's good for fucking viewership.
I'm joking, but I would. I would never.
He's only kind of joking.
I don't have any.
I think we're.
I don't have an issue.
I think we're on Steam now, buddy. How long we been at this now? About an hour and a half.
You'd be overestimating it.
Oh, really?
It feels longer than it was.
It does feel longer,
which I apologize for. I don't mean to torture you. And
no. Well, here's the thing, man. Like, I'm getting to a point now where I want to start cutting this podcast on a week. I just want my weekends off, and it is.
This is off. What are you not enjoying yourself?
Well, I want to be in my garage, man. I want to be working on my planes.
Listen, I
look forward all weekend. I mean, all week. To my weekends with my planes.
Listen, I had told you originally. I said your best bet would be to do this first thing on your weekend. Then you can go fucking do whatever you want and not have to be like, oh shit, I got to stop whatever I'm doing to do that. And then you were like, okay, and we did that for a week or two. And then you got into like flying kites with fucking underage kids. You got into all this other shit.
I think you're oversimplifying.
And then we never had a hard time. And Ben, being the nice guy that he is just on call for whenever Marco feels like doing it on a Saturday. And now Marco, even that's a big imposition.
I'm gonna have to.
We're gonna have to do this on a weekday because I want my weekends. And I'm like, gee, I don't know what that's like because I gotta like wait for King Tut over here to fucking decide it's time to do it.
I apologize. I apologize to Ben's precious time.
Lip service
to everything
because
he
it's
wants
public.
to do. To all his Tinder hoes. I apologize to everyone for removing that that veil of transparency when he tries to make weekend plans because King Tut Marco.
No. God forbid I'm the one that says I'm ready to do it. Well, we can't do it now. I'm busy. Whatever. Flying my own kites with my own underage kids.
I would love to see you just find another child.
Just to spite you, I'll go buy a fucking model plane and find some child in the neighborhood.
Just passively aggressively at Markham Park.
And I'll just be there when I think you're going to be there to try and like make sure you see us. No, and I'll purposely like ignore you.
That would kind of be fantastic. And the best part is you don't even know what you're doing, but you're still like.
And I have no patience for the kid. No. I hate kids. And I can't get the plane off the ground.
You don't even know where you got the kid. Just picked one up at Palm Trace on the way. Hey, you kid, you want to make $50?
Oh, that's a slippery slope once you're paying them to hang out with you.
You're not penetrating them. You're just hanging out with the kid, all right? I don't know. Listen, man, I hope you know.
You get a little high on those gas
fumes.
This
podcast is about to become evidence exhibit A.
Listen, you get a little high on those gas fumes. You're not responsible for your own actions.
Listen this before we end up on a watch list.
All right. I think that's how you end a podcast right there. With a little hint of child molestation.
Kitty diddling.